Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our session, Beyond the Whistle, Redefining Sport, Officiating and Insight. Thank you. So we're going to talk a little bit about how, with the power of sophisticated tracking systems in place in top sports, tracking balls, players, we have, in huge detail, we have the ability to unlock multiple new use cases, ranging from automated officiating through to deeper insights and engagement. With me on stage today, I've got Tom Ryan, VP of Strategy at NBA, and we'll look at a few use cases that we're working with on basketball with Tom later. And we've also got Ben Crossing, Managing Director of Hawkeye. So Hawkeye has been a leading officiating brand in sport for over 20 years, and our ball and player-based tracking systems, combined with our video technology, underpins much of what we do. Through this, we've driven innovation in football in many areas. So using our video replay technology, we introduced VAR, allowing for instant review of multiple synchronized pitch-facing cameras to aid decision-making. Our goal line technology tracking systems have been in operation in top football leagues for over 10 years now. And more recently, the Hawkeye SkeleTrack player tracking system uses multiple cameras in the stadium to track 29 points on every player's body, which then allows multiple use cases from automated event detection, officiating, through to performance analysis, fan engagement, virtual recreations. One of the outputs of that is semi-automated offside technology. So the highly accurate, low-latency skeletal data points have enabled us to start automating offside decisions in football. And that technology has now been used in over 1,000 live matches in over 100 different stadiums to help officials and officiating teams improve the speed and accuracy of offside decisions. So if we can move to the live demo now, please. On the screen, you should be able to see, so you can see how our skeletal system in live action is following the action on the pitch. So let me talk you through it. This quad split is showing an augmented reality feed in the top left of the quad. On the top right-hand side, you can see a virtual recreation of a camera one feed. Bottom left is our VAR replay operator monitor. And then on the bottom right is the semi-auto animation of decisions, offside decisions. So for the seamless integration of semi-auto offside line into our existing workflow, all of the data points are integrated within the existing VAR operator screen in the bottom left there. So it might be quite difficult to see, but on the timeline at the very bottom, every single blue dot is an attacking kick that's being generated from the live tracking system. And then the flags are denoting where there's either a potential offside, a close offside, or a clear offside. So a potential offside is when the ball is kicked and somebody is in an offside position, but it's not interfering with play, or it isn't generating an offside decision. The clear offside, as the name would suggest, is clear offside. And then the close offside is where the semi-automated part comes in, where a referee, a VAR, can quickly review the incident and then approve and then generate the virtual replay, as you can see coming out in the bottom right there. So the offside lines are automatically generated from the tracking data. So as soon as the VAR operator goes to the view to check a decision, the offside line is in place, and then it's a very simple, quick approval. So that really starts to reduce the time needed to make offside decisions. And then the virtual replay is built within 10, 15 seconds of that happening to be able to play out to the crowd, to the broadcast as well, to understand the offside decision. The augmented reality feed, so in the top left there, this is an automated augmented feed of the live match. So again, using all of the live tracking data coming from the tracking system, we're able to automatically generate events. So the automated event detection, which then can start to generate insights onto the feed. So you can see that there's a permanent live overlay of where all the players are, but we should start to see additional statistics appearing above the players in context with what's happening on the field. And all of that is done through the automated events being detected, data science layer on top that then pulls out the most interesting information and points to see. So as you can see, players that are being tracked get their names above them, and then you can see that certain statistics are appearing based on what's relevant in context of the game. That runs slightly behind live because obviously there's a data processing to make sure that we're pulling out the most interesting information. But yeah, it's generated live, all automated through the tracking system. So on the live VR side, so this is building out very engaging forms for simultaneous feeds that this is just kind of a sample render here, but you can go into very detailed recreations of matches that can be used for alternate broadcast or to try and attract a different fan base to the sport. I haven't really been watching, so I'm not sure if we've seen any offside decisions happening, so apologies for that. But you can certainly see the principle of how then the video replays, the virtual replays, sorry, in the bottom right there, show the decisions and what's been happening around the offside cases. So if we could maybe flip back to the presentation slides. Ben, do you want to take over?
So in addition to football, we actually have been using the ScalarTrack system for over 5 years in a number of other sports. We've actually had 40,000 different matches being tracked over the last 5 years, as I say, most notably with our partners at the NBA, so it's amazing to have Tom here. Tom, it'd be great if you could talk to the guys about what we're doing with you, how we're automating officiating, and all the other use cases at the moment.
Yeah, of course. So starting this season, we announced a new kind of tracking paradigm in the NBA. We historically had been partnered with someone else on the capture side. We, going forward, had broken it up into multiple components. So we have Hawkeye as kind of our core capture provider. We have a layer in the middle that's about generating insight, which we use Hawkeye for some things, like you're seeing here. Other partners like Genius for other. Then we have distribution, which we're partnered with SportRadar. So highly complex ecosystem, but we wanted to take the best of kind of what everyone's doing. And as you can see here, something we're really excited about with Hawkeye is being able to automate objective officiating decisions. So just taking a step back, our kind of 3 core objectives here are call accuracy, speed, and transparency. Very similar to other kind of leagues and competitions. On top of that, the way we're thinking about it is kind of a 3-phased approach where phase 1 is a referee assist tool. A lot of the things Tony was just showing there, being able to have kind of video like this in our replay center where operators are able to just have a little bit more information to make a decision. Phase 2 for us is really about semi-automated decisions. So if this play was challenged, rather than going back to our replay center and spending 70 seconds, which is the average for this type of call, we would just have it in real time, just like tennis that you guys have been great at for years. Pop this up on the Jumbotron on broadcast and keep the game moving. And then finally is full automation for objective calls. So everyone here can imagine a future where on this play in particular, there's just a red light that goes on and you know it's a goaltend, or it doesn't go on and it's a clean block. So that's really, as the media landscape is changing, we are very, very focused on fan experience, and this is just one part of it, kind of on the core game product.
And you talk about fan experience there. Obviously, this is a lot of new data that the NBA hasn't possibly had before. What other experiences are you guys looking at? How do you see this transforming the fan engagement side of the business?
Yeah, absolutely. So we think about it in 2 big buckets. So one is advancing the game. The other one is advancing the fan experience. So advancing the game, there's a lot of team data product applications. Like our teams, this is their lifeblood. They look at tracking data day in and day out for player personnel decisions, coaching. On the league side, we're doing stuff like this. And then there's a whole other world outside of my kind of domain, which is about advancing the fan experience. So anything from kind of media augmentations to sell a better product, to in-arena experiences, to different immersive media things that you're seeing around the stadium. Those are all areas that we're very excited about.
And this kind of insight into the decision making and giving the fans access to this virtual representation rather than using the replay center, as you say, which is in a bunker in New York. How's the fans reacted to that?
It's been good. It's been purposely a slow start. We wanted to have a year of kind of R&D, have it in Secaucus, show these from time to time on broadcast, and just get people kind of used to this new technology being integrated. But I think the next few seasons you're going to start to see a lot more of plays like this for officiating, VR kind of broadcasts that are simulcast with our game. So this is, I think it's going to become very mainstream in the basketball ecosystem.
Fantastic. Well, I think we're at time, so...
Not quite. I just have one more question for you, Tom. Sorry.
Go for it.
How do you then see kind of the next phase, the evolution of, as you say, you want to try and automate as many of the objective decisions as possible. So where do you see the next phases for that?
Yeah, I think so. In those 3 phases I laid out, we have a separate axis, which is how objective is the call. So you start with something like you're seeing here, right? That this is a 3D object in space, and we have a high degree of confidence you guys are very good at this because we've done a bunch of validation testing, but also you've been doing this for years in tennis and cricket, and ours is a large orange ball. So we start with the easiest, right? So the ball in space. And then we go down all the way to the other end of that axis, which is very subjective calls, right? A foul call, a travel, things like that, which we want the ref to be fully in control of those, and they're amazing at those. But as we can take certain things off of their plate, goaltends, out of bounds is a very critical priority for us. It just frees them up to be able to do what they do best, which is managing people, and then have the machine there to just take away all the subjectivity in and out of bounds, right? Like that should be, computers should be able to solve that. So that's really how we're thinking about it, is just start to tick off those objective calls and then get to a point where maybe this is even grading foul calls. Maybe we're not using that, we're not telling the refs that, but we have that running in the background where we say 95% chance that's a foul. So that's kind of how we're thinking about it.
Great. Okay, thanks, Tom. And that is pretty much about time now. So we do have a stand upstairs, stand B30. We're running some more demos of the auto event detection and other use cases for our ScalaTrack system. So please come up, have a chat with us, understand a bit more in detail about what we're doing. I look forward to speaking to you later. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.